So Nancy says she wants us to continue, so that's what we're going to do. Amen? Amen. So Mufasa survives this horrific flash flood. And he gets separated from his family and kind of ends up being adopted by another lion king. This king's name is Obasi, and he has a whole family. He's got a son and a wife and the rest of his pride. Obasi is a very protective father and a protective king, and he's skeptical of outsiders, particularly skeptical of a young stray named Mufasa, because that word, Mufasa, for them means king. So he's feeling a little threatened by this kid showing up. Obasi feels Mufasa possesses or poses a threat to him and his son Taka, who's the prince, who's the heir to Obasi's throne. So you get what's happening. This other prince is now showing up in the kingdom. What do? There might be some trouble. Eventually, Obasi's pride comes under attack, and his son Taka and Mufasa, who are now like brothers, are the only ones to escape. But now you have these two stray princes with no kingdom trying to make their way in the world. They eventually meet up with a few other strays, if you will. They meet Sarabi and Zazu. These names are a lot, aren't they? So they meet Sarabi and Zazu. Sarabi is a lioness who also got separated from her family. Zazu is a bird, her companion, who helps to keep her safe. Two more strays trying to survive, right? Just like Mufasa and Taka are princes, Sarabi is a princess who lost her family. Then they meet Rafiki for the first time. We know Rafiki from The Lion King, but this is the first time they actually meet with Mufasa and the others. Rafiki is a mandrill, which is a type of monkey. He's been kicked out of his community. He's another stray. His community thought he was too much, too different, kind of weird. They didn't really like him that much. He has this disability, and he's just, well, to them, he's kind of weird. So his community decided he didn't belong there anymore. So Rafiki decides to leave. A friend asks, "Where will you go, Rafiki? You can't survive on your own." Rafiki says, "No one can. Yet, here we are." And he starts his journey. So these three lions run into Rafiki, and they're trying to figure out what to do because their initial thought is, "Oh, good, dinner. There's a monkey walking in the desert." So that's food to them. They surround him, and Taka says, "There's no place for you to go." Rafiki says in response, "Well, I'm going forward. If you take my life, you'll never find Malele. That's where I'm going." Mufasa stops dead in his tracks and he says, "You know Malele?" Now, Malele is a place that they all know about, but have never been to. And not all of them are even convinced that Malele is a real place that actually exists. You see, Malele is described as a place of safety, a place of abundance, and it sounds beautiful. There's a song about Malele at the beginning of the movie. It sounds like heaven, and it sounds like the beloved community here on earth. The question is, how do they get there? How do they get to this beautiful place? It's Rafiki who suggests to this new band of strays that the way to Malele might have more to do with how you get there, more to do with the journey than its actual location. And this is where our featured song, "We Go Together," comes in. The chorus says this: "If you want to go fast, go alone. There's the road, off you go. If you want to go far, we go together. So good, so far, we go together." What a demonstration of that this morning when we pause in service and pray for our sister so that she continues to go with us. It's the same idea. That's being the beloved community right in the moment. That is being Malele right in this place. We go together. So good, so far, we go together. Our passages this morning go so well with this song and chorus and the theme of teamwork. Ecclesiastes 4:9-12 says this: "Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their toil. For if they fall, one will lift up the other. But woe to the one who is alone and falls and does not have another to help. Again, if two lie together, they keep warm. But how can one be warm alone? And though one might prevail against another, two will withstand one. A threefold cord is not quickly broken." In other words, if I'm by myself trying to do things on my own, I can run into trouble. The road can be tough. If you're by yourself, it's hard to even stay warm in the cold. But working together we can get more done and reap a bigger reward for our work. Two are better than one for keeping warm in the cold. Two are better than one for safety. And working together, well, that's like a cord of three, not easily broken. What you see in the journey of Mufasa, Sarabi, Taka, Rafiki, and Zazu is a group of individuals who must come together in order to survive, who must come together in order to make it to the promised land, in order to make it to Malele. They have to come together and work together. They have to learn to trust one another. Sadly, they learned that lesson the hard way. Mistrust and jealousy threatened to tear them apart as a small band of friends. It happens when they come under attack, just their band of friends. It happens again as burgeoning or up-and-coming leaders, and they're trying to lead the beloved community to safety, and that gets threatened. This band of strays learns somehow to trust one another. They're able to bring together the entire community by working as a team and teaching others the power of doing the same. What's interesting about the story of Mufasa is this: the flash flood, the horrible moment that causes Mufasa to be separated from his family, that one event, that causes him to be shaped as a leader in a very unexpected and non-traditional way. You see, God is present all through the hard moments of our lives, just like God is present with Mufasa as he tries to recover from this thing that has happened to him. God is with Mufasa and uses even the hardest moments in his life to shape him to be the unique leader he becomes. Mufasa becomes empathetic, he becomes sensitive, he becomes strong and resilient in ways that no other Lion King has been shaped, because no other Lion King has been through what he's been through. He's not easily shaken. His gifts are honed through all these events, all the trials and tribulations he faces. So my question is, what about you? What has life thrown at you that you've had to survive? And how have you seen God show up in the midst of those trials and tribulations? How's God been trying to use those events to mold you and shape you as a person of faith and as a leader? What gifts might there be in you that are being honed through the hard times you have faced in your life? how my God used them as part of a team, part of a beloved community like Grace Church. So here's a little bit of what happens. Mufasa ends up in this other kingdom, right, with this other king who really doesn't want him there and says, you know what, you can be here. I don't usually allow strays, but you can be here, but you're going to be over there with the women. Well, no other lion has been raised by a woman like that. And so Mufasa has to learn what the women learn, how they hunt. If you know anything about lions, the lionesses do the hunting. The lions protect, but they don't hunt, but they eat. So he's got to learn these skills that make him a far different kind of leader than he would have been. All of this happens because of a flash flood. So that's my question for us. What are the things that happen in life that could derail us, but actually are shaping us to be the people of God we are becoming? Our second passage from 1 Peter 4:10 says this: God has given each of you a gift from his great variety of spiritual gifts. Use them well to serve one another. We don't often think about gifts as being developed during challenging times, do we? Too often we hold tight to the hurt from life's hardest moments. Throughout the movie, Mufasa has to keep facing his real fear of water. Over and over, the trauma of what happened, he has to face it and decide if he's going to dive in and go forward or figure out something else to avoid this hurt, this pain, this background of his. It resurfaces on more than one occasion, and Mufasa has to decide whether fear is going to keep him stuck. He has to decide if fear will guide his decisions or whether faith will. Faith that comes when we face our fears. God has given each of us gifts, and some of those gifts are covered in trauma, in hard times. But if we face our fears like Mufasa learns to do, God can use those trials and tribulations and traumas to make us into the leaders who care for those around us who are carrying heavy loads. So I want you to imagine a team of leaders who encourage one another to face their fears, to let go of the past, so that they can work together for the good of the community, the beloved community. Imagine a team of leaders that is able to be less worried about going fast and more interested in going far together. We're entering a season right now where we're beginning to consider new leaders for the upcoming year. We want to be a church that is led by people who are committed to growing in their faith and working together to lead others to do the same. We want to be a church led by people who put the team first, leaders who put the mission first, committed to making disciples for the transformation of the world. Leaders who put the vision first, who are committed to love boldly, serve joyfully, and lead courageously. I really believe our team has been working to this end in the time that I've been here. But each year, some people come on and some people come off, and we have to be reminded that that's our goal, to work together. Can you imagine it? As we enter nomination season, as some leaders are stepping down and we begin looking for new leaders to step up, I want you to hear this. Our nominations team is looking for team members committed to growing and learning, committed to teamwork, committed to the vision and mission, committed to joyful and joy-filled hospitality like we saw in Annie, and committed to what we learned from Mufasa today. Committed to not going fast, but going far together. Amen? Amen.